Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of JourneyCast. My name is Levi.
I'm Alicia.
And today we're joined by Shawn Naylor.
Hey.
We're live here at the YXH conference, live recording. And Shawn's the guest speaker this weekend. Shawn, thanks for taking the time to sit down with us and chat about some stuff.
My pleasure, man. This is fun.
You were talking about, we were just kind of trying to figure out what we could discuss, and you brought up the idea of sharing your faith in first world context.
Right.
What has that experience been like, you know, as you're mentoring people and maybe your own firsthand experience? What are some of the struggles that you face with that sort of stuff?
I think let's go back a little bit. So I've been in youth ministry a long time. I've been doing youth ministry, I think, since I even thought about doing ministry. It's like, oh, I can't wait to work with youth. I just think that's kind of been my mantra or whatever. And I remember looking at how people were doing youth ministry at the time. And then as I grew up, I thought that I would emulate that similar set of youth ministry. And what I found is that the church would do youth ministry for the church, which is fine. I mean, it's amazing. But then there's this other subgroup or next group, not a sub or less, but just a different group of students that are not being reached. I'm like, so why are they not being reached? I know there's ministries that exist now that kind of deal with that, but I thought as young people grow and they begin to take on the mantle, I don't want them to do what I did.
Right.
Like, I think that's kind of maybe a detriment. I mean, you guys are at the heartbeat of what it is that you see. Like, so you are going to see, how do I take Jesus and the good news, which never changes, and apply it to the environment which I find myself in. There's a guy named Jack Wartzer. He's the founder of Word of Life, and it's in the United States. It's a school. And he said it's the responsibility of this generation to reach the next generation.
It's true.
Right? So how are we positioning ourselves to do ministry in this context, right? So, a lot of schools are just like no to having Christian programming coming in.
Yeah.
And in one sense, it's a rejection or a stopping. But maybe if we just thought for a second, God's asking us to listen to the way he wants us to engage with the environment we find ourselves in. So if I look at a school and I said, okay, you guys want to start a Bible club or an Alpha club, and Alpha clubs are great because they kind of get that kind of concept, but it's how are you reaching those people? And if they're not willing to come to your Christian club, which in my context, it's impossible to run one of those. Yeah. How can I serve those people? Because if I've already accepted Christ and he's in my heart already, then wherever I go, he goes.
Yeah. Right.
You don't just face that challenge of, hey, you can't start a club and be like, well, I guess I'm not reaching anyone.
Well, exactly.
My hands are tied. I'm not going to try anything else. Those were the only two options, Alpha and a Bible club.
And then here, exactly. And so my challenge to youth is okay, well, you say that, but then at the same time, this doesn't follow the behaviors you carry out when it comes to what's it called there? Brawl Stars.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see kids go play Brawl Stars, and they're like, well, I can't study for my math test. I'm like, you just watched 6 videos on how to learn a character and how to use that character. So you already know how to study. And then you've taken what you've learned and you apply it to the game in your unique way of style of play.
Yeah.
What if you did the same thing? You found a facet in which you could learn the scriptures or learn God's word, learn evangelism, learn how to be Jesus and be the hands and feet of Jesus in places that are unreached, and then went and applied yourself the way uniquely you've been made to apply yourself that way.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, maybe you're really gifted at sports.
Yeah.
I'm like, so then go do intramurals.
Yeah.
Don't make it complicated. Yeah. You're already doing this thing. You're already studying this game. Now, how cool would it be if you could tell to your friend, hey, this is how I beat you every time. Or this is how you will get better. And then eventually the conversation will change because there's going to be a life situation that happens. Yep. And the only person that's been telling them how to do things better, get better, whatever, has been you. Then you now have an opportunity to share your faith.
Totally.
Right? And in all of that, you have shown and demonstrated to that person that you love them for their own sake. So many ministries in the past have come in, they do this big event, and then they leave.
Yep.
And that's all they're looking for, right? It's kind of like, conversion and then game over. But I'm like, did you actually love the person themselves? Did you see them as created by God?
Or were they just a number that got saved?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, when I do an evangelism formation, one of the things I do, one of the games we play is at the end of the formation, I go, okay. Because everyone thinks it's like the pastor that does, we bring them to church and then whatever, right? They get saved. And I'm like, okay, well, let's do this other game. So I take the pastor and I bring him to the front and I go, okay, pastor, you got 1 minute. You have to run and you got to save as many people as you can save in this 1 minute.
What?
Yeah, but what you got to do is you've got to go grab that person and you got to bring them to the front. But hand in hand, you bring them to the front and then you can go get another person. But you can only get another person once the other person's at the front. So, it's kind of like, okay, that's them saved and that's the whole process of like living them out. And in a minute, obviously, it gets like 4 or 5 people. Like, it's just impossible. The pastor's like gassed, whatever. Then I'm like, okay, now imagine we did the same thing. We'll do the same experiment. And we're going to allow the person that gets to the front to go back and reach somebody else. The room is empty in like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? And I think
exponential growth.
Exponential growth, but it's like that takes the weight off the pastor, I think, and puts it back on you. And it's like, okay, you don't have to.
No, only pastors can save people. Don't you know? Anytime I want to save a kid, I'm like, Alicia, can you come? I can't do this. I'm not a pastor. I'm not ordained.
I'm not ordained.
I've been credentialed. I could get in trouble.
I could.
Oh my goodness.
What if I say the wrong thing?
I'm
we will
obviously
say the
kidding.
wrong thing, though. We will.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I always think it's funny. And then after people kind of get like, oh, if I just went and shared the gospel with one person, and I loved and lived with that person, like lived the life with that one person, and they came, what would the church look like legitimately?
And we need those people to go into those places because, like, I'm telling you right now, I'm not athletic.
Right.
If it's all on me, like, if you're in sports, I'm sorry. I don't know how to get to you.
Yeah.
Are you a Settlers of Catan person?
No. Actually, that's the game that I dislike the most of all the games.
High five.
Yeah. Do you know why, though? It's just that, like, have you ever done anything so many times and every time you do it, you're just as bad as you ever were?
Yep.
I'm like, I can't even come in, like, second last, because then I would be like, I don't know. There's just something where I'm like, this isn't my
You're just
game.
too nice.
I don't like it.
You don't like manipulating people.
It's true.
No, I'm not.
You don't like it either.
No. What's your deal?
What's my deal?
Yeah, like,
What do you like?
what do you
enjoy?
Oh, what do I like?
Yeah, like what would you say? Like if I say like sports is my thing, like that's my jam. Whatever
Right.
sport, okay, I'm gonna figure it out or whatever you say.
Okay, so like I don't know, I write.
Right.
I'm a
Okay.
youth pastor. Obviously, enjoy that kind of stuff. I like writing, reading books. Sometimes nerdy things. I like I don't know space.
She likes
I like Star Trek
a
lot.
which kind of took me by surprise. I
A
feel like I
lot.
didn't know that for the longest time, and I've
Yes.
known Alicia for a long time. But I didn't know she's like the like specifically like the Patrick Stewart era.
Yeah, he's my favorite.
Okay, let's go.
Which like I'm like, how did I not know this for one? And like like because her husband Tyler, he's like loves like Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Harry Potter, like those like nerdy things. But yeah, that's Alicia's specific.
Yeah.
Does he like Star Trek, or did he like?
He's getting into it now because of me. I'm making him watch it. Yeah,
That's good. That's good. There's probably a ton of things like anime he's gotten you into.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of give and take there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've become way more nerdy thanks to Tyler, but it's a cool world. I like it.
It definitely is. And like, how do you take like my challenge would be to you be like, okay, now that you're in that space, I could never, I don't fit that space.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I love Lord of the Rings. I love Harry Potter. Yeah. Those are great. I can't really get into Star Trek or Star Wars. I did a bit, but it's not really like I respect them.
Yes.
Yeah, you like the more mythical side of stuff. Yeah,
that's kind of my thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Narnia.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, so how would you then go about using that as a leverage point or a lever? Right? Yeah. I mean, I just think of like maybe you had like a showing of Star Wars season 1, and it's like you invite your friends. I don't know, whatever.
Well, honestly, like though, like people light up when you ask them about something they care about, and like you were talking about last night, just like giving someone value about like making them feel valued and cared for.
Right.
I'm giving away a bit of a ministry secret right now, but our youth group, the boys, we just like sometimes we just like, hey, how was your week? What'd you do this week? And they're like, oh, I played video games, and just shrug it off because I think they're used to, people not caring. Oh, you played video games, you just wasted 8 hours of your life. But I'm more like, okay, like, hey, what video games did you play? Minecraft? Okay, hardcore, survival, create. Like, what did you do? Like, just like. And it's like, oh, wow, they actually just care about me for once, you know,
And I think
I'm not
that's-
pretending because like I've played some of like I haven't played some of these games. I haven't played
Yeah.
Roblox, but I'm like, hey, just tell me about it. What is it like?
Okay.
Oh, church sim. Okay, this is weird. You go to church in Roblox? All right, okay. There's worse things you could do. But
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, for sure. Video games, like,
Yeah.
I don't want to take anything away from a student or a person. I'm like, they're interested in that.
Yeah.
And that means
Yeah.
that God designed them to be interested in
Yeah.
that thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, go ahead and do it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like I have a friend, he's a Christian and he's got a really big YouTube channel and he was into parkour. Like crazy
Oh,
parkour.
yeah.
And was he good at
Yeah, yeah.
it?
like
really
in
good.
2008,
'Cause there's
2010,
a
when it was really
range.
popular.
When it started
When it was in
popping.
James Bond. Yeah.
Oh, that was him, and he was. I was actually his trainer at the time, and I was training. I'm like, man, this is such a. I remember. I'm like, this is such a stupid endeavor. Like, what are you doing? And then he's like, yeah. By the
could
way,
get injured so easily.
7.8
Yes.
million subscribers on YouTube. I'm like,
Wow.
all right.
Yeah.
No, I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, yeah.
God bless you.
Yeah.
But it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Oh, no.
Does he do like the dangerous parkour where it's like between buildings and you
Yeah,
could
no,
fall
he's
down?
a wild man. Like, so if you ever get
wow.
a chance, you got to go check out Nick Provo, and he does like his. I like watching his fail videos at the end of the year. He takes all of his like falls, and he just gets mangled. But what he does right now is he takes like the video like from a movie,
Yeah.
and you see the CGI flips, and he tries to recreate them
Without the CGI.
without the CGI.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. And he did a pretty cool series.
Does he
of-
do stunt work then?
Yeah, that's what he was going into, and then
Wow.
like it turned into like, hey, I'm a
Parkour.
YouTuber,
Wow.
right?
That's
So
cool.
it was like that was his kind of thing. And I
Does he do it and then announce it? Because my favorite is like parkour.
Oh yeah.
Parkour.
Or like in the office.
Oh my
Parkour.
gosh. That scene gets me laughing so hard.
You jump in the fridge box.
Just like, okay, triple gainer off this.
Parkour.
Parkour. And Andy's like in the box.
Yeah.
And he's
They're just staring at it.
parkour. And then they all realize we've been duped.
Yeah.
We thought we could do this thing. No, it's a good scene. It's a great scene.
It is.
Oh man, but yeah.
I like to think that Bob Vance set that fridge box, seeing them jump around and like
Vance
set it there. Oh,
refrigeration.
Bob Vance refrigeration. Specifically because he knew they would jump
Jump
onto
there,
it
yeah.
and
Yes.
fall through.
He's
Yeah.
like free branding.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you're into parkour and you find other people who are into parkour, then that actually can be your ministry.
For sure,
Yeah.
right? I think that sometimes we just try to take the big four. I call them the big four, but it just means more classical stuff. And we're like, okay, well, we'll do ministry that way.
Yeah.
And that's how it's going to be done, and it's the only way it can be done. But what happens in there is that we end up becoming managers of ministry as opposed to advancing the kingdom. And so we try to manage this thing, and that's all we're doing. We're not advancing. We're not risk taking anymore. And the more managerial or the longer term something becomes, I find that we're just trying to. Okay, well, we don't want to risk the biscuit too much, because if we do, then we lose everything.
Yeah.
We look. This is great. This is a good. I'm like, well, what if we need to go reach that person? So that's where I say your identity or your uniqueness is applied. So YouTube channel, great, go ahead. If you've got a great TikTok following, great, go ahead. Like I don't see anything. You do hair really well, go do hair. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, what a better way to serve somebody, right?
Yes.
You make them. They come into a place and someone completely serves them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an amazing feeling, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of like where I think that we need to go as living our faith out.
What are some practical ways to make sure that you're serving well and you're loving well? Like what are some things that you use in your own life to just kind of like check yourself to make sure that you're not getting caught up in the day to day and things that don't matter?
Well, one, I guess I'm not perfect by any means. Obviously, I think that.
Oh, then what? Why did we have you on the podcast?
I know, I totally right.
We were looking for someone perfect. I was gonna say.
I know, I totally right. Yeah, you have all the answers.
Yeah,
You know,
yes.
he's amazing. No, not at all. Not even slightly. Because I have a tendency to be selfish. That's for sure. Like, I mean, anybody else, you have these moments where you're like, hey, I'm selfish. It might manifest differently. You know, like someone cuts you off in the line and you want to step in front of them. And you're like, oh, and I have the right. And you're like, oh, okay, well, Now, what I would do to keep myself in check is like, who gains out of this next action item I do?
Yeah.
Right. So if the end result of this is Shawn gets glory or gets praised for what he did, then is that really serving them for their own sake?
Yeah.
I'm like, and then conversely, is no one going to find out about this?
Yeah.
What I do for this person? That one's the hardest one to walk out, but it's probably the right one to walk out.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
And I think like I look at my relationship with my wife, and we always like to say we're playing the long game. Yeah. We're setting up for here. So you try to make these action items that you do that are insignificant, really, you think of, and they're not going to bring any superstar like kind of praise towards you, and you just carry them out little by little. So if I'm like, you got to drive, for me, like in youth pastor, you got to drive someone home. No one's thanking you for driving them home. Like, you know what I mean? And you do that like all the time. You're like, okay, drive. And then people get complacent. They never thank you again. And you kind of get, angered a little bit. You're a little jaded to driving people home or whatever. But I think that's one of the things I do is like, okay, I'm not going to be the end of this story. It's actually about them. I'm trying to help them. So, if I get around a student, it's like, well, how do you do what you do? I don't hide anything. I'm like, here's how everything happens. This is how I worked it out. Take what you need. Okay. And don't come back and say thank you to me. I don't want to find myself in a situation where I'm helping someone, so I get some glory. I get some kudos because of what I did. If I get it, I think the marker is that when we do something, 4 years later, it shows up. They say thank you for then. That's for me is and I get that experience. I definitely, as I'm a football coach, I've been coaching for 10 years, and now I have ex-players coming back to where I'm at. Yeah. Showing me their family, showing me their this, and then thanking me for the time coach. And they're never talking about all this other stuff, these drills or things I did, but just like that I was there for them. Yeah. Right. That's for me, that's what I do. So practically. Showing up. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to get any followers from it. I don't want any kudos from it. That's where I need to find us.
You said something interesting last night. You don't want anyone to...
I was just going to say the same thing.
You don't want anyone to remember you.
Yeah, I don't. And I have to, at first, in the beginning when I used to say that, I said that because I needed to say it more consistently as like, okay, this is discipline, Shawn. Because I had, like anybody else, like attention. Yeah. It's just true. Like,
everyone loves attention.
Right? So you feel good. You feel like, they're worried about me and the words that I say. And I'm like, at the end of the day, if they remember me, did I present Christ?
And it's fun to build relationships. Yeah. Like you come back and you see people again. Like that's one thing.
For sure, yeah.
But to be like, we had this one great conference where this guy spoke, and that's the reason it was great. You know, you don't want that.
No, I want I had that one great conference, and this is how God moved on my life there. Amazing.
This guy might have facilitated part of it, but he wasn't the reason.
No, and that's what I want. I want to be forgotten. Yeah. And here, I'll give you like kind of a little insight on this. So when you go speaking to an event, and you speak in front of a lot of people, like for example, when I spoke at with that one church that had an embarrassing experience, and you have this immense amount of people looking at you, staring at you, for like an hour, half an hour, whatever. And then you leave and you're an absolute nobody. And the dopamine drop is so severe, and you like feel like almost depressed. Like, what did I do? Like, why am I wasting I'm away from my family.
You're looking for validation from 5,000 people and then you leave.
And you have nothing. Yeah. You have nothing.
It probably takes the pressure off if you're especially like kind of going out of your way to make sure that's not the reason you're there. Does it take the pressure off?
Yeah, for sure. Because then you're like, okay, well, I don't have to perform. I don't have to have the right jokes. I'm like, the scriptures speak for themselves in this context.
You don't have to fluff it up or make it seem like something it's not.
No. And even when I speak in a secular setting, the same concept is there. I don't want them to remember me. Yeah. I'm not trying to, now a clip might come out. Something might happen. Yeah. And that was to use an overused word, an authentic, organic experience. Yeah. Right. So that happened on its own, and that's the thing that came out from there, and that's whatever is doing its thing. Right. Yeah. So,
I think that's one of the things that's actually changed in youth ministry too, is I feel like back in the day you needed to be a big personality because our whole job was like attract kids to come, right? Yeah. But now everyone's looking for something authentic. Yeah. Right. And so
it's very numbers focused.
And we're pointing to Jesus. We're not pointing to ourselves, right? I think when you show up, you're the biggest personality in the room, then everybody's like, oh, I love Pastor so-and-so, right? Like, oh, wow. But then that person like moves away or whatever, then what happens to your faith? And like sometimes there's a crisis, hey? Yeah. And so like, it can't be about us. It has to be about Jesus.
It's that. And like, even with like, church hurt too, right? That happens when, and you leave the church and it's like, okay, well, there's other churches you can go to. Totally, but it's because when your faith is built on a person and that person lets you down or you move away from that person, then of course your faith is going to struggle because it was built on that person. Right. You're born and raised in a Christian home. Your faith is built on what mom and dad teach you and what mom and dad share with you, depending on what your home structure is like. Right. and then if you move away from that, then it's like, wait, where's my faith at? Where's it? It's gonna fall apart if you haven't built something on your own.
Right. Yeah. No. I that's so powerful. Like, just when you've had, like, you see a pastor at a youth group, and then the pastor leaves, and then the ministry like falls down.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'm like, well, why did it fall? Like, because they were invested in that person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, and I came into a church once, and they asked me to be the youth pastor, and they're like, well, the other pastor left, whatever. And I'm like, oh, and it was a thriving youth group, and I got there was 4, students,
wow.
right? And I'm like, oh, okay, God. And I actually brought in one of my things that one of my speaking mentors brought to me about preparation for speaking, and I applied it to the youth group, and that made it so much more fun. And what it was is that prepare for one person like you're preparing for 10,000 people, and prepare for 10,000 people and speak to 10,000 people like you're speaking to one person. And if you do that, you're always in preparation, like you're always preparing. You're never neglecting. You think every appointment that you have, every opportunity.
It doesn't have to be something special because it's only 4 people.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. I don't have to go through my Bible for 6 hours. It's okay. I just need one verse and it'll work. I'm like, well, what if God asked for you to apply this amount of effort and lifting for that one person? And we say that, almost in cliche church, if only one person comes to Christ, right? You're like, it was all worth it. And then only one person comes and you're like, oh, it was only one person.
Right.
And you're like, well, you just said that. I'm like, so then that's okay.
Yep.
If God moves heaven and earth for some, what is it that God's doing in that person's life?
Yep.
Yeah.
And what is he going to use? How is he going to use out of that person? Like, okay. And then your perspective changes. You're like, oh, okay. I don't have to have like the long tee, the short tee, the skinny pants, the whatever pants.
Oh my god.
Oh, he doesn't have any holes in his jeans. I'm not going to listen to him.
I'm not going to listen to him. He doesn't have tattoos all the way down his arm. Oh, he only has half up. Okay, he's got earrings one side. Get out of my face.
Yeah, get away.
No, that's real.
Oh man, that's a really touchy point. I think that youth ministry used to be about it. It's an attraction model based on a person.
Yes.
And I'm like, we need to get away from that. It's so dangerous.
Absolutely.
Right? Because it's like, just like that. It's like, if that person told me this, maybe they let's say person A was a charismatic person, was an attractive personality, and people came and he spoke the word of God, but he failed.
Right.
Okay. And he fails. Then they're going to apply everything. There'll be people that apply everything that this person said might be a lie now.
Yep. Totally. Yep.
I'm like,
absolutely.
Well, then we're not in a good place.
Your faith wasn't a person then. Your faith wasn't in Jesus.
Right. And so I'm like, okay, maybe we need to change the model. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, students will come to you and say, this is my youth pastor.
Yep.
That's totally okay because they're putting you in the position of authority that they want to put you in. Totally good. But then it's like,
there's a mentorship element that there's a healthy mentorship relationship there, but we're just thinking we're the cheap copy of the original, we're nothing like the original.
Right, for sure.
We can do our best, but all of us will fail.
Definitely. And we always, I've got a picture of a car. Like we're all like, Jesus is this car, like the perfect car.
Yes.
And then he's like, okay, so now we're going to try and emulate him, but we're a car with like 2 wheels or 3 wheels. We don't have
It's like the fiberglass body. It's not the real Ferrari. It's like the one they built in their garage.
Yeah. That's us. Like,
body kit,
does this have air conditioning? No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Doesn't even have a radio. No.
Oh no.
Oh man. No, but yeah. So I wonder, what could we do as leaders in youth that would set up youth if we were all of a sudden just removed, whether that be by accident, circumstance, whatever? Like how would we how would you go about setting that up? What is? I don't have an answer there. I just wonder what can we do practically so that we don't settle ourselves?
What's the
up?
emergency plan for if I disappear one day?
Right. Well, because now
I guess if I die, you probably have to speak.
Yeah. I actually brought this up with Alicia a few months ago. I was like, if I were to die, would you still have youth? What would you do? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, if I died on a Tuesday, because we have youth on Tuesday nights.
Then I'd cancel it.
Then she would cancel it. But if I died on a Wednesday and you got a week to process, then you might do it still.
Well, I'd have a lot of people to pastor because I think you're liked.
But
anyone's,
I'm just curious. Like, what would
celebrating that you're
happen?
dead.
Like, what would you do? I'm
Practically, though, because I'm a little bit more type A, I made him make a list after that of all of the things he does.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a list of, oh no, Levi's sick or dead.
And or dead. Yeah.
What do I do?
Yeah.
Sorry about the joke about being dead, but the joke's on you because I'm in heaven.
And then it's his
and then it's a
literal
long
list of all he
list
does.
of everything I do to prep for a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
It's like, look, I got it done in one day.
Yeah.
You're lazy.
Yeah. Open ProPresenter. Add files.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Should we let them start writing down questions?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you can pass out the paper and start
Asking
writing down
those
some questions.
Yeah, get those questions out.
Yeah.
Do you have any question you don't want to be asked? Or
Oh yeah.
Not really. I don't like. I don't want to be guarded ever. Really, I think that again in my line of work, we find people are often guarded, and we ask them to be authentic and honest.
Yeah, it's true.
And so I'm like, well, then how can you can't be? Then you need to be. So I just. Whatever you have the question, let's answer it. I'll tell you at least the best of my knowledge.
Funny questions, serious questions.
Whatever. Yeah. What's my favorite color? Blue.
Oh, now they don't have to ask that. That's
There you go.
nice.
There you go. Yeah. When I found my wife, she was singing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's and then she thought that so how we met was that she thought she was getting a drummer. I thought I was going on a date with the worship leader.
Oh, funny.
Yeah. And
So she thought you were the drummer.
Yes.
And you thought you were going on a date with her.
Yes.
But you were going on a date with someone else?
No.
No, she was interviewing you to drum.
Yeah, she was interviewing me like to drum.
Oh.
Yeah, now you get that? Okay.
So she asked you out for coffee.
Well, she's like, let's go out for coffee because it was a smaller
Yeah.
church. So I'm like, hey, yeah, you drum. And I was like, yeah, I drum. You want to go? Like, do you want to go out? And she said, oh yeah, let's go out because I can get a
she's like,
drummer.
yes.
So funny.
Like,
she brought paperwork,
Yeah.
probably.
Brought a notebook.
The church was willing to this is part of her budget to take people out, right?
I
And
know.
I was
Oh,
like,
nice.
no,
Yeah.
I'm paying for this. I had no money, but I'm like, I'm paying for this. And I
So
tried every
funny.
single pickup line I could imagine, and she just shot everything down. I was like, this woman shot every single one of my well-crafted pickup lines, setups, and she defended them all like a
Did you drum
ninja
for her?
master. Yes,
Of course you did.
I eventually did.
You had to.
Actually, what happened is she gave me a second round. So she went home to her sister,
Yeah.
talked to her sister about what happened, and she goes, I think he's an idiot.
Oh, funny.
And she's like, and they laughed about the experience together, the two of them.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'll go out again to see if it's for real. Like he's actually like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, huh.
Oh,
Were-
no.
And I didn't know.
Were you putting on a show? Like, were you
I was
being an
putting on a
idiot?
show, for sure.
You were
Well,
being an
I
idiot.
was trying, and she
little too
let me
much.
preface this. She hadn't dated anybody for like the longest period. And I mean like 7 years. Okay. So
yeah.
she's like, wasn't versed in like, oh, someone's approaching you. In fact, there was a guy that liked her in the room,
Yeah.
like in her group of friends. And she couldn't even, I identified within like 5 minutes of being in that friend group. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this guy
That's
likes you.
so funny.
And she's like, no.
Yeah,
No.
like, yeah,
She's
wanna
like,
bet?
let's go on. I'm not going to use a 4-wheeler. Like, what are you talking about? And so then she went on a second date, but I guess the joke's on her really at the end of the day. Like, I guess it worked.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
In the end, it kind of still worked.
Yeah.
So
the lines did lure her in.
Yes. Yeah, it was the pickup
it
lines
was
for
It was the
sure.
pickup lines for sure.
Do you have
Yeah.
any good ones that the kids in this room need to hear?
That are appropriate for the
appropriate.
podcast.
Oh, no.
I probably talked about sports. I was wearing fake contacts at the time, and I was trying to get.
Oh,
I had the
no.
green contacts, yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
no.
Oh,
So I
wow.
wanted to be. Oh yes, he's exotic. And I just happened to show up in a muscle shirt. Like I
just happened to.
because that's
Yeah.
what you do when
Show
you
off
go.
your drumming arms.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Is that what our worship pastors Wade does? Wade do that on interviews? He like if you're drumming, he wants to see.
Yeah,
your-
yeah, see the muscles. Yeah. Yeah. Are we strong enough for this?
Oh no.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think at one point I was so desperate. I'm like, yeah, I'm a model.
You just start making stuff up.
Just throw it out there. And she's like,
She's still not taking it.
who is this guy?
Yeah.
They still
Can
bring
you
it up to this day.
Can you just be quiet and tell me if you're going to drum or not?
Trying to-
Like,
can you
This
keep
is
4/4?
so
Like,
Yeah.
can you do that?
funny.
what songs do you know?
Oh no.
None.
What
Like,
kind of worship do you listen to? Oh yes, I'm sure you're very strong. Okay.
Oh no.
yeah, okay, you like to do sit-ups. Wow. Okay, but
Good for
again,
you.
can you keep 4 on the floor? Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Like,
Do you have a drum kit at home?
yes, no, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I didn't at that time, but whatever. That's all good. All right, we got some questions coming in.
Aw. This is Josh.
Okay,
It's
Josh.
one of our kids.
Okay, Josh.
He wants to know what denomination you are.
What denomination? Huh. Well, I guess if you say what church did I grow up in, I grew up in a Pentecostal church. I have my credentials in a Pentecostal church, and I preach in every single denomination pretty much. I don't know a denomination I haven't preached in.
Are you fine with that? He wants to know
Is he
why you're
fine with that?
and why are you not Lutheran is the second line. We're not Lutheran, to be clear.
Okay, good. I don't know why that. I don't know enough about Lutheran to even comment on that. I don't know.
Can I tell the story of what you did to the Catholic church in town? He typed up the 95 Theses on a typewriter and taped it to the Catholic church's door.
It's like, guess what I did this weekend? Like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah, what do you? I guess my question is like,
He's a big fan of Martin Luther.
Yes.
Okay.
Would that be accurate? You're big Martin? Yeah.
Okay.
I think
we
hence
have
the
some
why you're
more
not.
questions.
Okay.
Thank
Why
you.
you're not Lutheran? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
Josh
guys.
could go all day asking some deep theological questions.
Okay.
That's fine.
When you say you don't want to be remembered,
Yeah.
what do you mean by that? Is it about personal legacy or something deeper? And then, I guess there's more. Is it your desire not to be remembered? Is that rooted in humility, or is it more about wanting God to get all the glory?
I want to be nice and say yes. It's because I'm of humility. But as soon as you say that, then you're not being humble. So I can't say that one. So I won't. But
I'm so humble.
those of you who are watching,
Yeah.
that's what I meant. But
Winking.
it's a guardrail for me personally. It's a guardrail. Like I don't want the ego to get big. I was talking to Sister Donna, who's here, a wonderful lady, and I was telling her about an experience I had. I was at this amazing worship festival, and there were some really big name artists in the room with me, and I was going to speak with them. Like I was the guy speaking, and I couldn't believe that I was even in the room. Like it was wild, the room. I'm like, okay, and this certain band came in. And I looked at them and I thought to myself, I don't want to ever become that.
Yeah.
Ever. Like ever, ever,
Big
ever.
ego.
I'm like, God, never. Never. I don't want to become that. And I think of John 3:30 says he must increase and I must decrease and he must increase. I'm like, okay, well then that's what has to happen.
Yeah.
So then if he's always increasing and I'm always decreasing, like theological freedom, man, at some point then I become nothing.
Yeah.
I'm forgotten. And then it's like, okay, well that's the story. That's the thing. And it's funny because we do that same thing when I teach people how to share their story. When we distill it down to 3 words, you often find you're not presenting your story, you're presenting Jesus.
Right.
Because we're like, who are you before Jesus? Who were you when did Jesus meet you? And who are you now because of Jesus? And so then when you say those 3 words out, for me personally, it's like my words are unknown. Jesus met me in a moment of chaos, and my life is clear. I know what I'm doing. I might not know how I'm doing it, but I know that I know what I'm supposed to be doing, right? And so I'm presenting Jesus. And the longer we get, the less it's about. I find that we get less about Jesus, and it's more about our story. And I don't want it to be about the story. I want it to be about Jesus. I want it to be about the focus point. So that's kind of why I make sure that I say that. One, for students to kind of feel like, oh, okay, I don't have to remember this person. Again, it's kind of just like a way to like, okay. Okay, I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. I don't have to do this. And then for me, it's an ego check, and it's also an offering to God. Like here's what I'm building for you on the altar. Now you do what you want with it.
Yeah.
So I hope that answers that question. Yeah.
What was your weirdest sermon?
Weirdest sermon. Weirdest sermon. That's a good question. I don't know because I kind of stay in the same areas often, but I guess weirdest or funniest, my favorite is probably when I get to speak on Elijah. Because I think it's the first time we see someone do like a first rap battle or like a roast, that's happening. He's like, hey, is your God asleep?
Yeah.
He's like,
that's true.
Roasting them. Yeah.
He's like, knock a little louder, you know? And I'm pretty sure if I was
so
on
funny.
scene, I'm like, let's paint this scene. These prophets, these people are cutting themselves and bleeding it's obviously a gory scene.
Yes.
And he's like,
He's making jokes about it. Yeah.
go a little harder, go a little deeper. So it's
He'll
kind of,
hear you now. That's awesome.
that's probably my weirdest one or my favorite, I guess.
I
don't know.
love that. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
If I could go anywhere in the world, where would I go?
Yes.
Okay. I guess I'd have to put that in. Can I put it into dossiers or can I only pick one?
I don't know.
Okay, so if I put it in dossiers, I'll say, where do I want to go for inspiration for continuing mission? I'd like to go visit my aunt, Debbie Surgison, who is a missionary in Addis Ababa. She has an incredible ministry there. I would like to go there and see it. If I wanted to go for a personal experience, it would personal. I would like any place I could go snowboarding in super deep snow, or go to a place where fishing is unbelievable, or win a badminton tournament. I don't know. That's kind of
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to add on to that. Where's the coolest place that you've ever been that you're like the best memories were made there?
Best memories were made there. Ooh, that's best memories ever made. Currently would be Sandbanks National Park, because I got to. That's like my wife and I's first family vacation with our kid, and she had been telling me for years when we were dating that I had to go there.
Yeah,
and so finally we go there. She's like, "Oh, the beach is amazing." It's like one of those type of beach, and it really is legit. If you have a chance to go. It's like one of those you can walk out forever.
Yeah.
And actually tonight when I speak, I'm going to share a story about how scared I was there at one point. You'll get why and you'll laugh anyways, but. It's like almost white sand. It's beautiful. And she's like, you got to come. And I'm like, our first time was going in a tent, and we had our new baby at the time, which was Ezra. And she decided to feed us quinoa curry, something or other.
Uh-oh.
And it gave us the proverbial stomach turn. And
That's the nicest way to say
we're both, we could use our feet, but my child, Ezra, decided to be a little more explosive in his expression.
Uh-oh.
And it went everywhere, and it was everywhere, and it rained torrentially for the first. We were supposed to be there for 3 days, I think, and because our tent was soaked, and I'm like, this was the worst experience ever, and for that kind of context. But then afterwards, it has been like a place of refuge. Like I go in, and it's one of those times I just I don't think about anything else other than being with my family, being on the beach, and going on the boat in the water with my family. And now, in fact, our other family, one of my sister-in-law comes there, and they go to this. They pick a cabin that's on a lake that I like to fish on, and we drive over on the boat, go over to their house, and eat, and then drive back. So it's kind of a cool
That's
experience.
so cool.
Yeah.
I think this is a compliment. Which barber do you go to?
Yeah. Hey, if you want to follow him, his name is @Anael Jojo. So it's like HANNIAL. I don't know, whatever. And Jojo, and he's a Christian guy that I discovered while we were cutting hair, and we started having conversations.
Nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
Did your friend ever reply to your video? And if so, what did he say?
Oh, who asked that question?
Yeah, for some context, Shawn took a video in the morning session asking a friend for advice for the students. Thomas was your friend?
Yeah, asked him, Thomas.
Yeah.
And then he didn't reply originally. And then we went to Costco.
Yeah.
And there was a whole bunch of students at Costco with us just now. And one of the students was like, yo, let's send him another video and put him on blast.
Yeah.
And it's like, why didn't you respond? And then he took the chance or the opportunity to roast my good friend. And we now have a reply that I will share with everybody in session. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I love it.
So you'll have to wait for the answer to that one. But yes,
Some
he
of
did
these
reply.
questions are so great. Just wait.
Okay.
I don't actually know who this is. Is that horrible? Maybe that's horrible. Do you not know either? Is it B-Nix?
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know.
Did I say that wrong? Okay, cool. Moving on. Favorite beverage?
Favorite beverage?
Yes. I'm going to follow that one up with a especially funny one to me.
Okay. If my wife is watching, I'm sorry. Stealing her water at night because she leaves a cup of water that she fills up
It's
from
just
the
better
beautiful,
when you steal it, right?
Yeah, and then she puts it on the counter, and at night it's like I like water room temperature, but coming from cold. I know, bougie, I get it, whatever, and it's just there, and I'm like, oh, can't wait till I get just a little more. And that, if I had to say my favorite beverage, that's probably what it is.
I don't even know if this is that feels like Holy Spirit. My next question is favorite type of water, and you just said it. It's so funny. I'm like, this is such a funny question, but you actually have a favorite kind, and you told.
Yeah, his favorite water.
That's great.
If you're asking what my favorite water is, it's a water called Esca, and it's because it's from Quebec and it's in Amos, and it goes through a sand filter, like it's a natural aqueduct, and it's like you pay $2 for it, but people in that region And I was fortunate enough to go do some ministry up there. And I turned on the tap. I'm like, this is Esco water. This is amazing.
Wow.
In the tap.
Yeah, in the tap. I felt like a Hollywood movie star that had way too much money and just decided to do that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There you go.
Why the Broncos?
Okay, let me preface this by saying my wife wanted to get me a gift, and she's like, Shawn, pick a football team. Because I just liked players and the way they played. And so I was like, okay, fine. I got to pick a team, but I've got to pick a team that doesn't have a good player. Like, it's not a good team, like not a Super Bowl contender right now.
Because you don't want to seem like a bandwagon.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay, I can still appreciate the other players, but I'll pick a team because it'll make it easier for her to get gifts or whatever when she wants.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I looked again and I picked because Tim Tebow was on the team.
How long did it take you to pick a team?
Not very long.
It was like overnight?
Yeah,
You
overnight.
just picked someone,
I was just like, oh.
Or did you like research it for months on it?
No. I was like, I need to pick a team that's not good. That's clearly going in the wrong direction.
Yeah. They need a little bit more support.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I picked Tim Tebow's team, which was the Broncos. Again, he's a good Christian man. I love the ministry he's involved in right now, all that stuff. But when it came to an NFL quarterback, he's not your prototype.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to win the championship with him.
Yeah.
You can win games and they can have special moments, but... And then I was fortunate enough that they got Peyton Manning shortly thereafter.
Sorry, Tim. No offense, just the facts.
We've only got 10 minutes left. This went fast.
Okay.
I want to make sure that you have time for your embarrassing story.
Okay.
But I actually do like these questions. I want to ask you them.
Go ahead.
As someone who mentors youth,
Yeah.
how do you hope they talk about your influence years from now, even if they don't remember every detail about you?
I just hope that they know that I cared for them and I tried my best with what I was given. So whatever, some people like to have big youth groups or big mentorship. I don't, not because I don't like the numbers. I think that smaller groups present being nimble.
Right.
So you can do all kinds of things. So like I do lots of speaking and things like that. I can bring a small group of backstage with me and they can get and meet, these people that they may look up to, whatever. So that's what I like that way. But really that I invited them into all of the space I had and I held nothing back. I loved them through their issues, whatever they may be, and that I was always there for them.
You have more time to build deeper relationships with each one of them individually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I just want them that leverage. And now the groups that I have led, I did the marriage for one of them. Like I did marriage counseling for another, and then I see their kids and then now they're writing their letters of support for me. Like these are great things. That's what I like. Yeah.
There's a part 2. It says, would it be fair to say that wanting to disappear into the background could also be a powerful way of laying out the gospel?
Yes. Because then
living it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because you're trying not to present you. I think that here's a really rough statement to understand or like to live out. It's all about you until it's not about you, right? So we said all this stuff for you to get saved, and then you're supposed to turn around, develop in your faith, and then you've got to go. That same intensity that people came to reach you, you now have to turn around and try and apply that the other way, away from you. So you're the focal point, and then you're now not the focal point. So like doing that just again better preps yourself for when there's no lights, there's no cameras, there's no nothing, there's no eyes on you, there's no podcast. Okay, and it's you and that person, and they're struggling or whatever, and you're just being there, and you're not higher and mightier than they are. You're like, the gospel is true. The Bible is true. What's in this book can help you to your next step. And in fact, it can prepare you for the next step. So the struggle that you experience might not even be struggle. It might be God just setting up an opportunity.
I love that.
Okay. You guys are looking for an embarrassing story.
Yes. You said you have many.
I do.
So
I really
it's
do.
It's going to be hard to pick.
No, I got a good one. I got one right away.
Yeah.
It's good. Okay. So I was preaching at this church that I ended up being a youth pastor at. So understand that was okay.
Yeah.
And I pride myself on, I guess pride, not in the bad sense, but it's like I like to be a voice for young people and to young people, right? So when I go to a church, I often, if it's a general session, I talk to the general session as if I'm talking to them on behalf of the youth. like position it that way.
I like that.
Okay. And so I was like in there and I was doing this thing and I was talking to the parents that were in the room about like, just like what youth need from you. Like, what do they need? Like as parents, as mentors, as people, support people within the community, like what are you supposed to be doing? Like, what do you do? And I was like zeroing it in. But the thing was, it was a French place. And at that time, my French wasn't that strong. I mean, still not that strong, but I can do it on my own. But I was using a translator and I thought I would be really cute. I was like, you know what? I'm going to say my last line in French.
This is
then they
be
won't have to
great.
translate.
They won't have to translate. Yeah. And I'm like, and they might remember me. No, just joking. And so I was, okay, I'm getting there and you can hear, like, you'll find it, like, I'm sure you've had this, you have moments where you're speaking and you can hear a pin drop and everyone's in with you, like they're in. And so I'm like, oh, the church is in with me. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to lay this plane down and it's going to be good. Yeah. And all I wanted to say is youth need direction. That's what I had in my head. That's what I was going to say. Oh, sorry. That's what I was going to say. So youth need direction. Yeah. In French, there are words that are literally pretty much the same, but the way you pronounce them, they mean different things.
Oh, no.
And I said, the jeunesse a juste besoin des érections, which means all the youth need is erections.
No.
Now, half of the church, our church is very multicultural, but they, for some reason, sit like this. And one side of the group was killing themselves laughing because they know me. And they're like, oh my gosh, you just messed the French word up bad.
So bad. And the meaning isn't even just like soul. Like
and the other side of the church was just so angry at the pastor.
I hate to break it to you, Shawn, but they for sure remember you.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. The senior pastor, his name is Freddie Bopaka. Freddie, he just goes like this.
Oh no!
And his wife is French, is English, but is also like can speak French, and she understands the struggle, and she is just dying laughing. And I'm like, what did I say? I don't know.
No.
You didn't know what
I didn't know what I said, and I was like,
no.
So I looked at the guy, and I looked at the translator, and the translator's like. and so whenever you find yourself in a terrible situation, you say, so let's pray. And so that's what I did. For the next couple of weeks.
Wow.
When I went back to that church, they're like, oh, you're the erections pastor.
Yeah, you would not be able to.
No. But I'll tell you, everybody remembered that message a little bit. But, and I definitely...
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry this happened to you.
That's so bad.
Well, it was good. It was humbling. Humiliating. It was humbling.
No, that's for sure.
My wife was laughing. And it made me learn French better.
Oh, gosh. That's horrible.
Oh, man. Thank you guys so much.
Shawn, thanks for joining
so
us for this and talking with us. We're excited to see what God does through the message tonight. So,
all right, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks everyone.
Bye.
Bye.